Well, hello. Today's video could at first seem a little out of season, but actually it's very in season. This is my favorite eggplant parmesan. It's the one I love to make, and sometimes an eggplant parmesan, since it's kind of lasagna-like, casserole-like, hearty, it seems like a fall, winter dish because it can have that comfort food factor. But guess what? I have tons of eggplant coming from the garden. I can make a lot of other things with it, but I love eggplant parmesan, so why not use what I have to make something delicious? So this is something you can make any time of the year. You don't have to grow your eggplant, but if you do, bonus. And let's get started. So instead of eggplant usually getting breaded, fried, or baked, I don't do mine that way. And you're gonna see how I do mine. So instead, I have my eggplants. Now, I like to use one that has nice slices that I can line up easily in my pie dish, but also, or my baking dish. Also though, look, I grow big ones too. If this is all you can find or this is what you have, that's fine. You would also just want to cut it so it's just not huge, thick slices. So don't feel like when you see me use one thing that that's all you can use. So I literally just got in from the garden picking these. I'm gonna take off their top ends here, their stems. We're just gonna start slicing them in kind of like nice, decent, like, oh, maybe close to 1/2 inch slices. And that's because I wanna then roast these. So usually, like I said, you would dredge them and you would put them through like maybe a frying process or bake them to fry them kind of to crisp them. I don't like to do that. For one, you know, yeah, the health factor, but also I think it takes kind of the point of an eggplant away. You're just frying it to mask it. I don't like that. So instead what I'm gonna do is roast these at a high heat, get a little bit of brown on them, a little bit of flavor, kind of a crust. And then we're gonna make a crust kind of more so out of Parmesan on top. So I'm laying these out on a little bit of oil, as you can see I did, just instead of trying to like oil them all over on both sides. I'm gonna fill up these trays. We're gonna oil them more. Guys, this is just bumping along and I think you're gonna really enjoy it. Now you can see as you're cutting them, and don't let this worry you, as you cut them, they pretty quickly start turning brown. Some of them kind of quicker than others depending on their ripeness. Don't let that freak you out. Guess what? We're roasting them, we're wanting to brown them, so it's really no big deal. Eggplant are one of the quickest things that actually turn brown when you cut them. So what I'm doing is just putting some more olive oil on top. Now, eggplant is like a sponge. It will soak up whatever you give it. And you can see literally, like it just wants to soak it. So you can kind of try to rub it on a little bit. It will kind of go in really fast. So sometimes even I will flip them depending if you need to. These ones actually look pretty good. What I think I like about this is it's a comfort food in the sense that a lot of people like it because it has the beautiful red sauce with it and it's delicious. I'm gonna salt them now and that's just gonna help flavor them as they're roasting. But I think it also encompasses, I love when you can use maybe a vegetable you don't use a lot. And the thing with the eggplant is, instead of frying it here and putting all that breading on it, we're gonna actually notice the texture and the uniqueness of the eggplant, which I love. A lot of times just for my meals at night, I will roast it like this. So I'm gonna put it in at high heat, 450 degrees, and that's gonna help it really wanna brown up. And while that's gonna roast, we're gonna get the sauce ready, and it's all gonna come together. So I'm chopping up some onion, and this is just getting ready for like the red sauce. It's not really a marinara sauce per se, but this is what's gonna make up our eggplant parmesan and go in between the layers and have all that flavor that we want. So I want a good amount of onion because this is really going to melt into it. It's gonna give it all that good flavor. I have some oil going on the stove, some olive oil, and I wanna put this right into it. I always like to have my oil just slightly heating because I want that sizzle. I want that when I'm gonna start making something because that's gonna give it a good saute right away and start really just bringing out the caramelization and the cooking. So I'm gonna put in all that onion. Look at that beautifulness. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. That actually helps start breaking down that onion. It draws out some of the juices kind of right away, the natural liquids that are in the onion. We're gonna let that saute. We're gonna let it get a little bit brown. And we're gonna talk about the rest of the stuff we're putting in there. Along with the onion, I'm of course gonna get some garlic ready. We're making a sauce, that's a must. I have it's pretty much still a fresh garlic. It didn't fully cure some of it. I started using it right away. But like I always do, I just cut off the ends, kind of that root end, and I do it on, look how big and beautiful these cloves are. That's because I have homegrown garlic. I smash it with the side of my knife. That always just helps it open up. Those are beautiful cloves, guys. if you're not a gardener or if you don't grow your garlic, it's time. It's the easiest thing to grow and it gives you the most beautiful garlic every time. I can't say it enough. So I sometimes just like to smash it even further, and that to me just gets it started in giving it a really good kind of chop and mince. Obviously we don't want to put this in right in the beginning when we're doing our onion because garlic can overcook. It can get burned, it can get too browned, and then it tastes kind of bitter and you get a lot of that good garlic flavor out of it, which you don't want. So once that onion starts really browning up and turning golden, we're gonna add in the garlic, we're gonna add in some tomato juice or tomatoes, and it's gonna be sauce time. This is, I don't know, it's fun. I have the garlic. I just want the onion to start getting softened and translucent, which it's getting. We don't want a lot of color on it here because that can get us too strong of flavors. So I'm adding in the garlic. Look at that good amount of garlic, but this is a lot of sauce we're making. Along with that, I'm gonna add a little bit of crushed red pepper. You know, yes, it's a little bit of spice, not too much, but what that does is really kind of waken everything up and bring all those flavors out. So I'm gonna stir that in, let the garlic get a little bit of heat on it just for, 30 seconds to a minute. And while it's doing that, we can talk about the tomatoes. So I like whole peeled tomatoes with their juice, obviously. But what I do, just for a texture reason, is I go in here and I just take my kitchen shears, kitchen scissors, and just kind of chop them up a little bit. You can use a crushed tomato if you want to. You can even use a diced one. This is just how I like to do it. You can do it to both, just make sure. And if you have some bigger pieces, that's okay. They're really gonna cook down here. So once they're done, we can just take them over. The garlic's been getting warm and I can smell it, so you know it's ready. It smells delicious, by the way. I'm gonna add in all the beautiful tomato pieces. And then once it's cooked a little bit, we're gonna add in all these herbs and it's gonna be a sauce. I'm pulling out the second pan of the eggplant, and this is what I like. Look at this. It gets nice and browned without breading. It's beautiful. And so now what I wanna do, because I want it to have a little bit of a crust on it, just kind of like it would if you breaded it. I put Parmesan cheese in here, real Parmesan with the rind. I save the rinds and I use those in soups and stews. You can store them in the freezer. And I just pulse it. And that's how I get it to be. I mean, we could sit here and grate it, but we've seen people do this and it does. It just makes it easier. So now we have kind of a nice coarse grind on it. And what I'm gonna do is just use a little bit on top of each eggplant. And what this is gonna do then, I'm gonna put it back in the oven at that high heat. It's gonna kind of melt, crispen up that Parmesan and make this little kind of crusty layer on top. It's almost like a breading, but it's better. It gives it more flavor. I know, your mouth is watering, you're excited. The sauce is cooking. We're just kind of cooking it down a little bit. Let it come to a low boil, it's just simmering away. Soon, we're gonna have eggplant Parmesan, my way. The sauce is cooked down somewhat. And now if your tomatoes, you feel like if you were using the whole tomatoes too, and they didn't cook down as much as you want, you can just take a masher. Just go in and mash them. Now, while it's still hot, since I'm using fresh herbs, I have fresh basil from the garden, have oregano, I'm just chopping it like really roughly because I like that texture and I like that pungency of the flavor. I'm putting fresh basil and fresh oregano in at the end because you can overcook fresh herbs and they kind of lose that great flavor. So instead I like to put them at the end, they wilt into it, they maintain that fresh you guys, if you could smell this, it smells so good. This is like all you need. Now, you're probably wondering, why aren't you using fresh tomatoes? I like certain things just to have more control over them. So when you have a canned tomato, that liquid ratio to the tomato ratio, it stays the same, as opposed to a fresh tomato has different amounts of liquid in it depending on where you grow them, how much water retention was in it. So it just makes it easier to have certain things standardized. So I'm gonna put some of the sauce here in the bottom of a greased, just baking dish. Look at the color, look at the beauty. You do this more just so it doesn't stick to the bottom too much, the eggplant. And now you can see, look at these beautiful eggplant. We got that kind of crustiness on top with some of that Parmesan. We got the beauty of it. They're a little hot. So I'm gonna just start by making a layer of them here. Oh, I do. I love things that have, there's so much appeal to this and there's so much beauty. Now what I'm doing, depending how they all fit, which you can see depending on your size of eggplant, That can change because eggplant are different sizes. I might have to cut a few to kind of make an even layer, and don't feel bad about that. Like you can just take one over here, cut it, and then you can put kind of that half in you want just right over there, just to kind of fill in the space, make sure you kind of get an even layer in the bottom. It's not essential, but it just makes it work well. And I think you need to not stress about that. Just kind of like when you're doing an actual lasagna and have the noodles. So all along on that side, I'm gonna add in some halved pieces because I think that will work well. I like to have about 2 good layers of the eggplant. So I like them to be somewhat tight in there. If you even want to get picky, which I know you're talking to me, I'll cut them and put them here in the cracks. I like it to be an even layer, just like it would have been noodles. So if you cut them up like this, don't feel bad about it. They just kind of fit right in there, and I like that. So now what we're going to do, as we have 1 layer of eggplant in there, is take some fresh mozzarella. Get fresh. I mean, obviously it's not made that day per se, unless you're lucky enough to live close to someone that can, but not the shredded type. The shredded type just doesn't melt correctly, and I just don't like it. We're gonna put a nice layer of this mozzarella, and if you cut it in pieces, because sometimes it's kind of hard to cut, don't feel bad. You can just kind of rip it apart, kind of just set some on top of each one. You know, guys, this is when you're making a casserole kind of ish. You don't have to make it perfect. No one knows it once it's done. So I'm just kind of layering that on. And then we're gonna put now half the sauce, more eggplant, more cheese, and then more sauce. Like, this is golden. So after I get that last layer of eggplant on, the last layer of mozzarella cheese, we put some of the sauce on top. I mean, look at the beauty in this. There is some fresh colors. There is beautiful fresh herbs. The smell is just permeating. I put a little bit more Parmesan on top. You can even put some on after it comes out, of course, which I'll probably do too. But it's just kind of nice to get some right on top. I'm gonna wash my hand, and we're just gonna put this right back in the oven. So I turned the oven down a little bit from where we were browning and really crisping up that eggplant. Oh, I like when a casserole has some heft to it. And now we're just gonna put it in the oven. We're gonna let it bake, let all that cheese melt, and it's about time to eat. I took the eggplant Parmesan out of the oven, and now it's still pretty hot, but I let it sit for a little bit. If you let it sit a little longer, the juices kind of coagulate back in, and it isn't maybe as soupy, but I wanna try it for you, so I'm going to. After it kind of sits and cools too, you should be able to slightly cut it a little bit. I mean, now this is eggplant, so we're not talking, you know, this isn't noodles, but it should still somewhat cut kind of like noodles. Again, it depends on what your pieces were like. But what I love is, look at this beauty here. You get the wonderful melty cheese. And you can always just put a little bit. We're gilding the lily. But guys, we deserve it, okay? We made this. It's homemade, it's beautiful. You get the brown pieces of cheese. You get the beautiful, I'm gonna try it. Look at that cheese. Just look at that, so good. I want some of the brown cheese. If you think you're not gonna like eggplant, this is the dish for you. If you love eggplant, this is the dish for you. This is delicious. The sauce, to me, is just like the great accompaniment. It's not overpowering. There's a freshness to it with those fresh herbs. The real mozzarella really melts and is just creamy and smooth, along with the bite of Parmesan. Guys, this is delicious. It's kind of just a great take on a classic, a little bit fresher, a little bit more modern. I mean, it's just a delicious casserole slash bake that I think you're gonna enjoy. So what do I hope you do with this? I hope you make it because I know you're gonna enjoy it. But I also hope you share it around. Let others see that this is easy, this is doable, and it's a way to use eggplant if maybe you're not used to it. So try it out, check my website, wiseguy.com, for this recipe, so many other recipes, because they're fun to make. And when you make them and tag me, it makes me just feel so special. Follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook. I'm doing stories always showing my life here on the farm and what I'm doing. And until next time, make some eggplant Parmesan. Enjoy it, because I know I'm going to.